Howdy, my name is Nonat, and Pathfinder 2e is intimidating. The core rulebook is over 600 pages long, I think, and getting into it can seem incredibly daunting. And the first major hurdle pretty much everyone needs to get over is character creation. Especially in a vacuum, all the different aspects of character creation, flipping between the different chapters in the book, can be incredibly daunting, and for a brand new player not used to a system this deep, that can be the wall that keeps them from getting to enjoy the game. But did you know that there is a built-in system within the game itself that simplifies character creations? Today, I'm going to be going over the A.B.Cs of character creation in Pathfinder 2e. And this isn't some silly thing that me or the community made up. No, this is in the core rulebook for Pathfinder 2e. The A.B.Cs of Pathfinder stand for Ancestry, Background, and Class. Once you have all three of those steps figured out, you've got a character. So today I'm going to go piece by piece within each step to show you the proper order, which will simplify the entire process of creating a character. The first thing you want to do when making a character is to put a 10 in each of the 6 ability scores. Strength through Charisma, they all need to start at 10. As you make decisions throughout the character creation process, you will gain boosts and maybe flaws to add to or subtract to from these values. Starting with A for Ancestry, you're going to pick an Ancestry. Whether this is Elf, Human, or Orc, all Ancestries come with boosts, and most of them come with a flaw. If you get a boost to Intelligence, you will add 2 to your Intelligence. If you have a flaw to Constitution, you will subtract 2 from Constitution. Most Ancestries also come with a free ability boost. This can be applied to almost any ability score, except it can't be applied to something that was already boosted. If you're an elf and you have an inherent boost to Intelligence, you cannot also use that free boost on Intelligence. You're going to want to look at the sidebar of your Ancestry and jot down your hit points, size, speed, and any special abilities that you might have, such as Dark Vision or the Halfling's Keen Eyes. From there, you're going to pick a heritage. Each heritage is sort of like a sub-race of Ancestry and will grant different bonuses or resistances, basically to reflect your family of that heritage. Write down the bonus from your heritage and then pick a level 1 Ancestry feat. This is a special ability or skill proficiency or something related to the Ancestry you picked. There's usually about 5 to 10 choices, and so pick the one that is most interesting to you and add that to your character sheet. And that's Ancestry. Simple as that. Move on to Background, which is even easier. Every single background in the game grants the same thing: 2 skill proficiencies, a skill feat, and 2 ability boosts. The 2 ability boosts are always formatted the same way. You will be able to choose between 2 ability scores and a free boost. Just like the Ancestry, you cannot use the free boost to increase the same ability score as the first boost from your background. Write down the skill feat you gain from your background on your character sheet and check the T proficiency boxes for the 2 skills it grants you proficiency with. And then C, you pick your class. This is obviously going to be the biggest choice, which will require the most amount of research to see exactly what you're getting into, and in this video I'm not going to be getting into any class-specific details. I'm only going to be going over the elements that are shared between all classes at level 1. If you do want to know more about each class, I have some incredibly in-depth guides you can watch in a playlist that I'll try to put in the corner if I remember. Dog. First, your key ability score. Depending on the class you choose, you will get a free boost to one of the 6 ability scores, usually the one that is most useful to that class. For example, wizards will get +2 to their intelligence. Next, check how many hit points your class grants each level and add that to your hit points gained from your Ancestry and total those 2 together. And finally, check out the proficiencies on the sidebar of the first page of your class. This will tell you how trained or expert you are in perception, saving throws, weapons, armors, and skills. The last step really only applies if you are a martial class, like a fighter or a monk. You will be picking a level 1 class feat, very similar to an Ancestry feat, but related to your profession. If you are a spellcaster, like a cleric or wizard, you do not get your first feat until level 2. And the final step that is missed super often is the 4 free ability boosts. I don't blame people for missing this because it is not presented well in the core rulebook at all. At the end of character creation, after you've picked your A, B, and C, you get to boost 4 different ability scores by +2. These 4 boosts cannot be applied to the same one multiple times, so of the 6 ability scores, increase 4 of them by 2. Now that your scores are finalized, there's a tiny bit of cleanup. First off, you can add your Constitution modifier to your hit points, giving you your total HP at level 1, which is Ancestry hit points plus class hit points plus Constitution modifier, and go back to your Ancestry page and check languages. That will tell you which languages you start with, and you get additional languages equal to your Intelligence modifier. The reason we do all of this at the end is because you don't know what your Constitution and Intelligence modifier will be until you've made all of your A.B.C. selections. And you're done. Aside from class-specific stuff like subclasses and spell lists, you have a finished character. You might need to buy some gear, but that's for a different video. The ABCs are a super simple way to make a character in about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how deep your research goes. But it's a great little structure to follow from point A to point C. I hope I helped you in figuring out how to make your first character in Pathfinder 2 a little easier, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below, or check out the plethora of videos on my channel. I might have already answered it in one of those. Thank you to all of my patrons for showing my support. If you want to assist the channel financially like these guys do, check out the link in the description. It helps out a ton. And that's it for me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, no nat ones.